You might think you've got Toyota all figured out, but get ready to hit the brakes on what you thought you knew. In a world where electric cars steal the spotlight, Toyota is daringly going all in on hybrids. But the real surprise, it's not just about being different, it's about being smarter. Why are they shying away from the EV frenzy? What's the deal with this seemingly unorthodox approach? In this video, we are diving deep into Toyota's secret playbook and a game-changing strategy that's driving Toyota's electric vehicle revolution. So stick around till the end and subscribe to the channel before we start dropping bombshells of this exciting news. It's not exactly breaking news that Toyota is shifting its focus toward electric cars instead of battery-powered vehicles. Their belief in hybrids' efficiency and long-term benefits has sparked a conversation. But that's not all. You know, there's a certain thrill in uncovering top-secret corporate information, don't you think? Toyota recently spilled the beans on its electric vehicle production and sales strategy to its dealerships, a seemingly ordinary occurrence. However, what's extraordinary is that this document revealed Toyota's preference for hybrids over full battery electric vehicles (BEVs). This confidential information somehow found its way onto Twitter, and now we're getting a peek behind the curtain. Toyota's decision to prioritize hybrids over BEVs hinges on three significant barriers to EV adoption. The first is the critical mineral supply. We'd need over 300 new mines by 2035 to meet the surging battery demand. But here's the catch. The US battery manufacturing capacity is rising, yet Toyota doesn't believe the raw mineral supply can keep pace. If this prediction holds, we look at shortages and higher costs. Other car manufacturers are catching on to this too, which explains why some are diving headfirst into mining sectors to secure their mineral supplies. Toyota believes these limited materials can be used better, making more affordable hybrids than battery electric cars. But hold on, things have changed thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act. Many EVs and PHEVs that once qualified for tax credits no longer do. That's why dealers and car makers are seeing a drop in interest in these vehicles. Take the Hyundai Ioniq 5, for example. It initially qualified for a 75% tax credit, but not anymore. Meanwhile, consumer interest in standard hybrids, like the all-new Prius and the Sienna hybrid minivan, is skyrocketing. Some consumers are willing to wait 9 to 12 months for these models. But don't get it twisted. Toyota hasn't closed the door on EVs entirely. Vehicles like the Bz 4X, a fully electric crossover, and the RAV4 Prime, a plug-in hybrid, are still in their lineup. According to Toyota, the second barrier to EV adoption is the charging infrastructure. Public charging stations have been gaining a reputation for being unreliable. Imagine being on a family road trip with screaming kids in the backseat, pulling over to charge your EV, and encountering a slow or broken charger. It's not exactly the ideal road trip scenario, right? The issue goes deeper. The US has no standardized charging infrastructure, which means limited access and slower charging speeds. Some critics argue that public charging has a long way to go before it becomes reliable. And then there's the third major barrier: EV affordability. Even after you scratch off the cost of installing a home charger, EV tend to be pricier than their gas-powered counterparts. Sure, the Inflation Reduction Act and EV tax credits help, but not all EV qualify. Toyota isn't just sitting around waiting for things to change, though. They've come up with their own solution: the 1-690 rule. This rule suggests that they should focus on producing more hybrids instead of creating more BEVs. Toyota crunched the numbers and found that the same amount of critical minerals needed for one BEV could make 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 standard hybrids. Now, that's quite the ratio. Toyota's preference for hybrids seems not just based on gut feelings. They got some interesting data to back up their strategy. Believe it or not, Toyota have discovered that the overall carbon production of 90 hybrids throughout their lifetime is a whopping 37 times that of a single battery electric car. That's quite an eye-opener. Toyota's hybrid models have proven successful so far, and when you look at the data they've gathered, it's evident why their leadership is placing their bets on standard hybrids. However, not everyone is on board with this strategy. Some critics argue that hybrids should only be a temporary solution until EVs are ready to take over the market. They suggest that Toyota should focus more on EVs, especially with the new president, Koji Sato, leading the way. According to them, If Toyota doesn't adapt to the changing landscape, they risk missing out on the growing EV market. Now let's talk about Tesla, the elephant in the room. Earlier this year, Tesla delivered a thunderous blow to Toyota by surpassing them in sales. The Tesla Model Y outshines the Toyota Corolla as the best-selling car, marking a significant shift in the automotive landscape. It, coupled with Toyota's U.S. sales dropping by nearly 9% in the same quarter, has Toyota's executives on edge. So, what's Toyota's game plan to combat this Tesla trauma? Reports suggest they conducted a teardown of the Tesla Model Y to figure out what makes it so successful. It's essentially a reverse engineering process. Toyota's conclusion: to beat Tesla, they need to match Tesla's design and manufacturing innovations at least. But they're aiming to do more than that in the long run. To make this happen, Toyota is investing a jaw-dropping $17 billion in EVs by 2030. They have ambitious goals of selling 3.5 million EVs per year. But there's more to it. Toyota is embracing Tesla-inspired production ideas. It includes the extensive use of robots, additional investments, new software to reduce manufacturing lead times, and overall process improvements. Essentially, Toyota is undergoing a massive transformation, evolving into a new era of car manufacturing. One notable concept they're embracing is gigacasting, which has become synonymous with Tesla's revolutionary production method. Gigacasting involves massive machines that can mold large parts of a vehicle's body in a single shot. This streamlines production, reduces waste, and simplifies assembly. Tesla has been at the forefront of this innovation, and Toyota is determined to catch up. But there's a catch. Gigacasting, or mega presses, as some other automakers call them, comes at a high cost. Tesla can't afford it due to its high sales volumes, but newer entrants into the EV market might find it financially challenging. Nevertheless, Toyota and other major players like GM, Hyundai, Volvo, and Polestar want to emulate Tesla's production methods. Here's the million-dollar question. Is Toyota's 1-690 rule the key to winning the EV race? The 1-690 rule suggests that Toyota should focus on producing more hybrids instead of pouring all its resources into creating more battery electric vehicles, BEVs. They crunched the numbers and arrived at a surprising revelation. The same amount of critical minerals needed to manufacture one BEV could be used to produce a staggering 6 plug-in hybrids or a mind-boggling 90 standard hybrids. That's quite the ratio, and it underscores Toyota's commitment to finding an efficient and sustainable path forward in the evolving automotive landscape. However, not everyone is convinced that this is the right approach. Some critics argue that hybrids should merely serve as a transitional solution until BEVs become the dominant force in the market. They contend that Toyota's prolonged emphasis on hybrids gives the impression that they intend to cling to the past instead of embracing the future. In their view, the ultimate goal should be a complete shift to BEVs. Any delay could be detrimental. Others suggest that Toyota might leave money on the table by not aggressively pursuing the EV market. With the electric revolution gaining momentum, they argue that Toyota could risk falling behind and missing out on the potential profits that EVs could bring. They believe that Toyota needs to pivot faster to secure a strong foothold in the growing EV segment. The conclusion drawn from this analysis was clear. To compete with Tesla, Toyota needs to not only match its design and manufacturing innovations, but also strive to surpass them. This bold ambition signifies Toyota's commitment to staying at the forefront of automotive technology. So, with all these factors in play, how does Toyota plan to bridge the gap and regain its footing in the ever-evolving automotive landscape? Clearly, the electric revolution is in full swing, and Toyota can't afford to be left behind. The key lies in adaptation and innovation. Overall, the race for dominance in the EV market is heating up, and Toyota is determined not to be left in the dust. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.